On February 13, 2025, a horrific massacre took place in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, where 70 Christians were kidnapped from the village of Meba in Lubero territory, North Kivu, and later found beheaded inside a Protestant church in Kasonga. The attack, widely attributed to the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, an Islamist militant group affiliated with the Islamic State, ISIS, began in the early morning when militants ordered residents to leave their homes quietly, initially capturing 20 individuals. As the community gathered to plan a rescue, the ADF surrounded the village, abducting an additional 50 people. The victims, including women, children, and the elderly, were bound and executed, with many reports specifying the use of machetes or hammers. The ADF, originally a Ugandan rebel group that expanded into eastern DRC in the late 1990s, has a long history of targeting civilians, particularly Christians, as well as UN peacekeepers and aid workers. The group intensified its attacks in the region following its formal alignment with ISIS in 2019, contributing to a surge in violence in North Kivu and neighboring Ituri province. This latest atrocity is part of a broader wave of violence in the DRC, exacerbated by the advance of another rebel group, M23, which has seized key cities like Goma and Bukavu, displacing millions and deepening the humanitarian crisis. Local sources, including church leaders and aid organizations like Open Doors and Aid to the Church in Need, ACN, expressed despair over the escalating persecution, noting that churches, schools, and health centers in Lubero had already shut down due to insecurity. The violence has forced many Christians to flee, while families of the victims were unable to bury their loved ones for days due to ongoing threats. The DRC, where over 90% of the population is Christian, ranks 35th on Open Doors' World Watch list for extreme persecution, with more than 355 Christians killed for their faith in 2024 alone. International reactions have been muted, prompting criticism from figures like Hungary's State Secretary Tristan Azbej and commentators like Liz Wheeler, who decry the lack of mainstream media coverage. Christian organizations and local leaders have called for prayer, global intervention, and accountability, with some advocating for an all-African military force to restore order. The massacre underscores the ADF's brutal tactics and the broader instability in eastern DRC, driven by a complex mix of rebel activity, resource conflicts, and foreign influences, leaving the region in a state of terror and displacement.